I'm Eric Roberts, and this is a legend of the traveling TARDIS.
Stardate point 69.69-669. Welcome, all of you. Why did you put my face on here? God, thanks, Dave. Welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, all of you. Thank you for joining us tonight. We got a special episode. We had to postpone our review of Evolution of the Daleks. I'm sure you were excited for us to do the second half of that episode, but we got a special episode going for tonight. We'll explain everything that's going on over here, and we have a special guest coming in from a convention that's going to be taking place here in Orlando, Florida. Let me find that banner out there. There we go. We have greetings from ST-ORL, Trek to Orlando, and this will be taking place this weekend, for those of you watching live, this Saturday and Sunday at the Doubletree by Hilton Universal Orlando. Again, August 23rd and the 24th. You can go to get your tickets right now. I'm going to be putting it in the chat. But again, we want to welcome all you fellow Whovians. For those of you who have just joined us, welcome. I know a lot of you, this might be your first time, and we wanted to make we were going to make an announcement tonight, but we were so close. We were so close, and we didn't hit it. But we are climbing up to it, and we're hoping that we get this number eventually. And we are so close to that big 7.5. I mean, wow. And we appreciate every single one of you, all 7,393 of you who took the time to come on, hit the subscribe button, and join in on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS and our adventures around the universe. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And hoping that maybe we'll hit the 7.4 by the end of this episode. But without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on the team. I'm going to bring in the Reverend Amagon.
Aha!
There we go. Catch him on the YouTube channel at youtube.com at /@SpillTheGeekT. How's it going there, my friend?
I don't know when the show began. The show began when I was on here for what you were on, and I was still on here testing, and all of a sudden the signal dropped for some bizarre reason. So that's why I'm just keeping it off screen, but pop in and out in the dark. And oh my god!
Oh my god! Okay, put the turn it off out there.
I'm in a Florida room near you,
and you look like you're in Florida. You are just wasted and tired,
exhausted. The drive, the people. I'm in the house next to you. Don't tell your neighbors.
Okay, never mind. Anyway, next up, we're going to bring Sean on. How you doing, Sean? From Our Philosophy Is. How you doing, Sean?
I'm doing really well. I'm ready to get my Star Trek on.
Excellent. We all are. And we got a lot of announcements that are be coming out over here on Our Philosophy Is, youtube.com/OurPhilosophyIs9119. You can check out Sean on his YouTube channel. And speaking of which, let me go ahead and bring in another guest, and he's going to be producing the show tonight. This is the lovely Dave Chapman from the rathole.ca.
Hello.
Dave, welcome.
I'm out of practice in producing, so I apologize to everybody who's if I'm a little slow on the mark.
This is where you go nuts in the chats. Just keep chatting. Just put words in. Just let it ride out there. Thanks. My little one. What big dice you have behind you? And Pinky, the TARDIS. Pinky. Yep, that's Pinky, Ryan.
And this is Fred.
Oh, you just hit him in the head with microphone. God.
Sorry.
Poor guy.
Yes. They named this Fred on Spill the Geek Tea on Sunday.
Nice. And without further ado, let's go ahead now. Normally we start off with the Who Knew News, but tonight, because our special guest has a time constraint, we're going to move the Who Knew News until later on to the end of the show. But without further ado, the lady who takes care of the Who Knew News, Gadget.
Hi, guys.
How you doing there, Gadget?
Trying to find pointy ears, but I couldn't find my good ones. I have one. It's somewhere around here. Yeah, but I figured these are more cooler.
They are cooler.
Yep.
Very,
so, yeah. It's been a hectic week.
very metal Vulcan-y.
Hey, I like these ones better. They're softer and easier when I work Comic-Cons and everything. But these are more balanced.
Do you actually wear those to Comic-Con?
Yeah, I'll wear them. I have my cat ears. Where are they? Right here. I have my cat ears. And everyone knows my favorite My Hero Academia character. So yeah, I have my cat ears. I have light up cat ears. I even have the it doesn't fall over. I had up here other cat ears and goggles for the gadget because my namesake and everything. So yeah, I go all out for conventions.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our special guest tonight, we welcome him. He's over at ST-ORL, Star Trek Orlando, and he will be a featured guest over at the convention. He also runs the podcast known as The Seventh Rule, and he'll be more than happy to explain that. It took me a while to figure it out, but it has something to do with keeping your ears open. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and welcome to the show. We want to bring on Ryan T. Husk. How you doing there, Ryan? Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Appreciate it.
Hey, everybody. Nice to see you. One thing I'm a little confused. Where's everybody? I thought I was coming to visit all of you in Florida, but I think you're kind of in different parts of the country. Is that right?
That is correct.
I'm up in Canada, Western Canada.
Wow. Dave's in Canada, Gadget's in New York. Sean, where are you at? You're in Illinois, right?
No, I'm from everywhere. I'm all around you.
and Tom, where are you at? I forgot.
I'm in the house next door to you.
Oh God, please answer that question. He's in South. I know he's in the Southeast region, I believe.
No, I'm in Orlando right now.
You're in Orlando right now.
Yes.
And you
so take a scooter over there.
Oh my God. See, Ryan, this is why we can't have nice things here. So, Ryan, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, about the Seventh Rule podcast, and your geekdom in the Star Trek.
Right. Well, I'm a big Star Trek nerd. I have been for quite some time. I do the podcast, The Seventh Rule, with Sirach Lofton, who played Jake Sisko on Deep Space Nine. The podcast was actually started with Aaron Eisenberg, who played Nog on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Jake and Nog back together again. Those of you that are big Deep Space Nine fans will know that is pretty cool. But unfortunately, Mr. Aaron Eisenberg passed away back in 2019. Yeah. So Sirach and I do it. And we also have Aaron's widow who joins us, Melissa Longo. So we have a good time. I also do a couple live shows on YouTube on the Main Viewer. It's called the Main Viewer, and we have Star Trek and Chill. They're both on the virtual TrekCon YouTube channel. They're live on Tuesdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I've got that in a couple hours. If this podcast is over by then, everybody hop over and check that out. And lastly, now I am working at Creation Entertainment. We put on Star Trek conventions, Supernatural. We've got a new Rescue Verse thing going on. All kinds of good stuff. Yeah, here's the banner for our Orlando convention. Anson Mount, Anthony Rapp, Ethan Peck, Gates McFadden, Jerry Ryan, John Delancey, Michelle Hurd, and a visitor. It's going to be a couple dozen people all told. Tons of Star Trek actors from basically every Star Trek series you can imagine. It's a great time. And this one is going to be in Orlando this weekend. So come out to Orlando. It's going to be my first time partying in Orlando. So I hope to see you guys there.
Really? The first time out in Orlando?
I mean,
nice.
I've flown in to do the Star Trek cruise 3 years ago. But so I stayed there one night, but
that doesn't count.
That's it. No, it doesn't count.
Yeah, it does count.
Does it?
If you've seen the state, it's close enough. That's what I mean. And Nana will actually be in black and white the whole time she's at the convention.
That's in her contract. Yeah.
That's in her contract. Okay.
She has to wear all black and white, and we have to change all the lights to not emit color. That's not a real thing.
And can you remind what's the venue in Orlando called?
Yeah. What is it? Sorry. Thank you very much. It's the Doubletree by Hilton Universal in Orlando. I've never been, but I'm excited to check it out.
All right, this the Doubletree is right outside the door of Universal Studios. So for those of you who may not be familiar with the Orlando area, if you find Universal Orlando, it's right outside the door. So it's going to be a blast, and it's a nice facility. I've been to a lot of conventions, including Spooky Empire out there. Brian, talk to us a little bit about how you started your geekdom with Star Trek. How did that all come to be?
Well, I'm not really sure, but I do remember there are pictures of me as like a 5-year-old with a Star Trek shirt. So I think I was indoctrinated pretty early on, because I don't think I chose to watch Star Trek at that time. I think I just liked Spock. And then I started watching the Next Generation reruns later on in my childhood. And then I went to my first Star Trek convention. And oh boy, I have not missed a Las Vegas Star Trek convention in 18 years since then.
Dang.
So yeah, every single year. The convention is called STLV. Those of you that like Star Trek, you know of STLV. It's basically the biggest Trek convention in the world. And it's every year in early August. So the same company, Creation Entertainment, that puts that on also puts on these other regional shows. STLV is like the giant ones. We've had like 170 something guests, and it was 5.5 days long. And next year it's going to be the same. We're going to be celebrating Star Trek's 60th anniversary. So I've basically been going to Star Trek conventions forever, and I've seen every episode of Star Trek and every movie, and I think that's about it.
Who's your captain?
Oh boy, that's a toughie. I'm gonna have to say
who's your daddy?
2,
or maybe a mommy at this point.
Picard and Cisco.
Picard and Cisco. I never hear much about Cisco, and I feel bad whenever when they go with the captain. Cisco's kind of like he's there, he's not there, and I'm just like, God, it's like it took me a while for Deep Space Nine, because when I first saw its first run, I just wasn't impressed. I think it's because I was so used to Star Trek, The Next Generation, and it's all bright and out there. Then you have Deep Space Nine, which it gets more adult, more serious, more. And I was like, it's not as fun as Star Trek, The Next Generation. But then when I went over to watch Deep Space Nine again in reruns, I was like, oh, this is actually better. And I think it was one of my favorite episodes is that scene from By the Pale Moonlight. And that scene,
written by Michael Taylor.
That was a toughie. That was a wow. And it really did challenge Star Trek on its values, and I really, really enjoy it. Roger asks, is Aaron Eisenberg related to Jesse Ryan?
Yes, he is. Just kidding.
Okay.
I don't know who Jesse Eisenberg is, but I don't think he's related.
Who's on the captain question? Okay. I was going to ask where my Kirk people are at on the captain question, because I like the erratic nature of Kirk, and that's what I think makes part of that fun. But I also respect the more level-headed Picard angle as well.
It's funny because that's why they picked that particular hotel, because it's on Kirkman Road.
Nice
road.
That was good,
nice.
Dave. Was good.
I'm sorry. I'll see myself out.
It's good. It makes
Ryan
sense.
just
I'm gonna stand. No, I'm leaving the camera up for your embarrassment. You freak.
Okay.
I just looked up Jesse Eisenberg. What a great actor. I do recognize that guy. My apologies to Jesse Eisenberg. We all know who that is. If you see his picture, you'll say, oh, that guy, he's great. But no, he's not related to Aaron Eisenberg.
Very strange, very bald in certain movies. Brian, if you so tell us a little bit about what's happening at Star Trek Orlando. Can you give us a little teaser?
Yeah. So, sorry, was there more?
No. You go ahead. let me go ahead and bring the teaser back up because we have again Anson Mount, Anthony Rapp, Ethan Peck, Kate McFadden, Jerry Ryan, John Delancey, Michelle Hurd, and Nana Visitor. And not only that, but there's going to be quite a few more that aren't on this list. I know Chase Masterson, I think, just got added.
Yeah, good old Chase Masterson, one of the most wonderful humans of all time. She played Lita in Deep Space Nine. There she is. And let me tell you, and she goes to what's the big convention in Southern California? Doctor Who convention. She goes every year.
Probably Gallifrey.
Gallifrey 1.
Gallifrey, that's the one. Man, she goes to Gallifrey every year without fail. She loves it. So Chase Masterson is the real deal. You know, a lot of people, they're actors. They put on a great face and they're amazing in public. Chase is just a wonderful human being. What you see is what you get. She means what she says. She runs her own nonprofit. It's right behind her. The Pop Culture Hero Coalition does a lot for children in schools. Really an amazing person. And we have so many actors. I think it's a dozen altogether of guests. We have a couple scientists that are astrophysicists. That's Dr. Jess Stasek and Dr. Liv Green. Really, their names are Jessica and Olivia. I don't know why they went with the shortened one, but they said it sounds cooler. So I'll believe them on that. And they will do talks on astrophysics, and they're amazing. One of them is the Kardashev scale, which measures how habitable a planet is, you know, when we're kind of going out and basically we're going to be, you know, exploring new worlds and new civilizations like they do on Star Trek. Right. And so these ladies talk about great things like that. Who else? Michelle Hurd. She was in Star Trek Picard. Another fantastic person. Oh, my best pal in the whole world, of course, Sirach Lofton, who played Jake Sisko on Deep Space Nine. He will be there, and he is amazing with the guests. Go up to him, talk to him, get a photo op, get an autograph. He's a great guy. They really all are, except for one. Just kidding.
Robert.
They're all. They're all.
We were all like, "Who is this?"
It's Michelle Hurd. She's terrible. She's so absolutely a darling. Don't know. I can't even say that with a straight face.
Brian, I don't know if you know anything about the Traveling TARDIS. And for those of you who are just joining us for possibly the very first time, the Traveling TARDIS started off 13 years ago with the idea.
Wow.
I don't even have him here. he's taking a nap. I got squishy TARDIS. But the idea was to take the TARDIS around and get pictures of it in locations that the Doctor never goes. So I actually took it when the first years was like I would have a TARDIS going around Publix or Home Depot or Walmart or something, you know, silly. Now, years later, it is grown and expanded to thousands of pictures. But when I was going over my photo album of pictures who have come in contact with the TARDIS, I got to say this. I don't even have a third of Doctor Who celebrities where I have Star Trek celebrities in the mix. And this is just a small thumbnail of that. Of course, you saw Chase in there. And the Pop Culture Hero Coalition. She's a big supporter of that. And I don't know if you know, she actually has touched Doctor Who. She actually does audios for Big Finish. And they created a character called Vienna, which is basically a spin-off universe where she's in. But she can technically say, yeah, she's part of Doctor Who right now. And one of the last pictures I got of this lovely woman, and who had recently, unfortunately, she passed away a while back, years ago. I think it was, I forgot what day it was, but we remembered her. This lovely lady, Nichelle. And she actually came across the TARDIS beforehand when I saw her at Florida SuperCon. And they had this set built. And Bill could take pictures of Nichelle, and I gave her the TARDIS, and she just I remember that. So such a lovely lady, and direly missed. And she is a pioneer for everything that present day, especially what she did for Martin Luther King and staying on with Star Trek. She's an incredible woman and a pioneer in her own right. But I was like going through the pictures and said, I don't even have Doctor Who anymore as much. I have Star Trek people. And some of them are Star Trek people who were in Doctor Who, like David Warner. And of course, Robert Picardo. And I always give a hard time. There's an explanation. And of course, Nana. And I'm going to jump in, even though we'll mention it in the Who Knew News. I'm just going to jump into one birthday. Today is Jonathan Frakes' birthday today. How old is he?
He is going, well, let's see.
He's 73?
73. Yeah, 73.
Wow.
So happy birthday.
Soap opera history.
He doesn't look like it. He does not look like it at all.
Doesn't act like it either.
He doesn't act,
he's so
exactly.
energetic. He's amazing. You know, he's still directing new Star Trek episodes.
Yes.
Like at least 2 a season. So when you're watching the brand new Strange New Worlds season 3 that's out right now or premiering right now, he's directing some of those episodes, and he's like the most highly sought after director anytime there's new Star Trek or anything like that. He's just so full of life and jovial. He's great with the fans. Obviously, he's an amazing director. That's why he keeps coming back. He keeps getting asked back. 73. I can't believe it.
Yeah, he's 73 years old. And I remember this. I remember this photo taken. I don't think he knew much about it, but I did tell him that he had a Doctor Who connection because there was a movie called The Thunderbirds that he directed, and in that movie was a lovely lady named Sophia Miles, who played Madame de Pompadour in the Doctor Who episode with David Tennant. So he has that connection there. So, and I wanted to bring up the pictures that I had. I just got from the internet of your co-hosts, or at least one of them was a former co-host and sadly missed. There's Aaron right there.
Yeah.
And he started off the seventh Rule podcast. And this is your current co-host right here, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. So Aaron, back in 2018, he wanted to do a podcast and talk about Deep Space Nine and all the new series. And he wanted me to produce it. And I said, yeah, that sounds great. He's a good friend. He's an amazing guy. And, you know, he just needed another guy. And then one day he calls me and he says, dude, I got Sirach. What do you think? And I was like, that's pretty much the most perfect fit of any podcast partner you could ever find for Nog, because they were like best friends on the show. And so that's when the Seventh Rule was born. And then we had our first episode in January of 2019.
Got it. And for everybody on the YouTube channel, for anybody in the chats, we have the link to Ryan and Sirach's podcast, The Seventh Rule. Now, for people who may not be familiar with it, or people who may not even heard of Star Trek, explain the Seventh Rule to our audience out there.
So what we do on the Seventh Rule is we watch an episode of Star Trek, and then we talk about it, and we laugh a lot, and we have a great time. We went through all of Deep Space Nine initially, and then we are now doing The Next Generation, and we're on season 6 of The Next Generation. So that's how far we've gone there. And along the way, we've been doing every single episode of new Star Trek. That's like maybe 150-ish episodes, all of Discovery, Strange New Worlds, Prodigy, Picard, and Lower Decks. So we've done all those along the way. Like, for example, this Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll release our review of Strange New Worlds Season 3, Episode 7. I believe we're in Episode 7 now. That's this Thursday. And then on Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll do our Next Generation review, which is, actually, I could tell you right now. The Next Generation review we'll be releasing on Sunday is Season 6, Episode 6, True Q. True Q, for those of you that like Q in Star Trek The Next Generation.
Now we're going to give you a little preview for everyone who is planning on going this weekend. Dalek Hal, who's run by Marvin, has a special outfit that he made specifically for Hal that he takes to conventions. And he has his own Star Trek uniform that he's going to be bringing out.
Excellent.
Excellent. And I can't wait to see how people. When I told you about, having the traveling TARDIS come out, what was the first thing that came across your mind, Ryan? I was like, oh God, is he nuts?
Well, at first I was a little confused because I think you kept calling him like I felt like I was, in a Star Trek quandary because you kept saying, oh, Hal likes this. And I was confused. I was like, wait, is Hal a real person or it's and then that's why I asked you. I think I said,
as far as
it's like an animatronic thing, right? Like I'm trying to understand it. Now, of course, in Star Trek, they would say, no, he's not a thing. It's a real sentient being, So I kind of had to take away my Star Trek card there for a second. But yeah, at first I was a little,
Jonathan.
Jonathan's great.
It's Jonathan. What are you doing, Tom?
What? I'm in Orlando.
Oh God!
You got a Disney back scratcher.
Now, do we have any other chats in the log?
We've got Raj was asking a question of Sean here. Who's your favorite Kirk? Which version of Kirk do you like best?
I gotta go with the OG. I mean, I just do, just simply because I think there are so many. Look, I'm a Doctor Who fan. I love the silliness, right? I'm always gonna love the silly moments, and I think that original stretch probably had enough silly moments to satiate my appetite for silliness. So, and it's also pretty deep sometimes too. But I mean, I think you can't beat the original.
Nice. Ryan, do you have any opinion on that? Your favorite?
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to go with the original because if I didn't, I think Shatner would get very upset with me.
You don't want that.
No, he's awesome. And Shatner is 94 years old and still going strong. He's going to these conventions. Yep. He's going to be at our convention in New Jersey 2 weeks from now. He's also going to be in our convention in Chicago 2 months from now. And I think he's planning on doing more conventions next year at 95. So the answer is, of course, William Shatner, because he's going to outlive all of us and he has magic powers.
He's actually
Ryan,
been to space.
That's right.
Right. And he was in that Twilight Zone episode too. And I like to headcanon that was the same character. But how they had the Michael Myers mask based on the William Shatner Halloween mask. That is what happens if you do not say that he's the best Kirk. That's the result of that.
Ryan, we got another question here. What was your honest opinion on the Section 31 TV movie spinoff of Discovery?
Okay, a hard-hitting question.
Yes,
I'm kind of
loaded question.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out that Raj included the word honest in there. Otherwise, it would have been easy for me to answer. So now I'm going to squirm a bit and say that it felt as though what was happening in real life showed on film, on screen. Basically, it went through a lot of different iterations. First, it was going to be a series. Then it was going to be a different kind of series. Then they changed it to a movie, and it had different writers. And it went through so much turmoil and turnover that it seemed like that showed on the screen, right? Like it wasn't as cohesive of a story, or at least what we were expecting. It didn't give us what most fans expected. I think that the Section 31 name made us think that it was going to be about, the formation or the backstories of this secret coalition that goes on in Star Trek. But we didn't really get that. We got an origin story about a group within Section 31, and it just felt a little disjointed. It felt like there were just too many cooks in that kitchen. And I don't blame the writers because I feel like it came from exterior forces, and again, I'm not really speaking on I'm not really speaking on a position of too much knowledge, but there were, when the executives are putting their hands in things, they're saying, okay, now it's not going to be a series. Now it's going to be a movie. Now it's going to be this. Now it's going to be that. It's really hard to come out with a product that is what was intended initially,
We've definitely seen it in Doctor Who a little bit, where they've edited down whole giant story arcs to be one little tight little movie, and that's kind of what Section 31 felt like. It felt like several episodes of a series that they've squished together into a film.
The plus has something to do with it. Every time they get a plus added to their name, they decide to do this stuff.
Oh, and Dave and Christian, do you guys mind if I ask him about the name drop we got in Doctor Who for Star Trek? Because we haven't asked him that yet.
Go for it.
What name drop do you mean?
So they were mentioning Star Trek, and I think it was this season 1 of the Disney show? It was,
yeah.
Yeah. And in season 1 of the Disney show, which is basically how Doctor Who works, is there's like several different places where it's started over. I think you said you watched the original and the revival. Well, it had a second revival, or a third revival, depending on how you want to count it, on Disney Plus. And the new Doctor was played by Ncuti Gatwa. And at one point, his companion mentions Star Trek, and he says something like, doesn't he say, "I know some of those guys," or "I should take you to meet some of those guys"?
Yeah, I put a meme up on it. I know you can't see it, Sean, but
okay.
Aha! Is that like a matter transporter, like in Star Trek? We got to visit them one day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I was just wondering, Ryan, anything that's like some big silly crossover. People are always talking about Star Trek and Star Wars, or Star Trek and Doctor Who. How do you think, as a person who has a pretty good idea of what the Star Trek fan base is like, how do you think that kind of crossover would go over? Were there purists who didn't want that kind of thing? And what would you think of that kind of crossover if Doctor Who just smack dab in the middle of Star Trek? Or vice versa?
Okay. Yeah, okay. So first let me ask you, when did that episode come out?
It was 2024, right, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that in the most recent episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, there was like an exploding ship and a TARDIS flew out of it.
Really?
I don't know. There it is, right there on the screen. Look at that. Would you look at that? A TARDIS hiding in a... See? So that was just a few days ago. So I don't know if there's any discussions between the powers that be, or if this is just like, hey, we like to throw Easter eggs. We do what we want kind of stuff. But there was also in a Star Trek movie, one of the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies, there was also an R2-D2 that was floating out of the wreckage. Also, what was it? There was that's what it was. In Star Wars, there was some ET aliens.
Yes, in the council room,
right?
Or in the Senate,
the Congress, in the Senate thing. So it happens quite a bit. To me, even if I'm not, a fan of one thing or the other, it doesn't bother me one bit, because it doesn't take anything away from, if somebody's a purist, or if somebody doesn't happen to like Star Wars or Star Trek or whatever it is, it doesn't take anything away. But for the people that are fans of that, we go nuts. We're like, this is the coolest thing in the world. Did you see there's a TARDIS floating out there? Or there's ET, in the Senate room. So for me, I'm all for
universe.
It. That's right. The Disney George Lucas gigantic universe. But I don't think it takes anything away. I think it just adds to it, and it's all fun for me.
One thing that you'll find about Doctor Who fans too, sometimes to the annoyance of other fandoms, but we take it in stride, is a lot of Doctor Who fans always insist that things like that are not only intentional and meant to be seen, but are indicative of probably some actual connection. And we like to insert our characters into other fandoms and say, oh yes, the Doctor did that. That's one thing that Doctor Who fans are kind of known for. And so I was just curious what a Star Trek hardcore fan thought of that.
Oh, yeah. We call that headcanon, right?
Right,
so,
exactly.
We just say, hey, there's nothing that tells me this is not true. So this is, in my mind, until something happens that is canon that disproves my theory, then I'm going to think about it that way. And of course, we're all for it because, again, unless something proves you wrong, then sure, you can believe whatever you want and it doesn't hurt anything. So, it's just all fun.
Awesome.
I know you have a hard stop over here, so let me go ahead and bring up everything that we got for you. Wow, I lost everything. Hang on a second.
Oh, it happens.
There we go. Okay, well, first of all, let me go ahead and bring this back up. The Seventh Rule, you'll check it out over on youtube.com at The Seventh Rule. And again, when do you do any live streams or you just drop episodes?
The Seventh Rule rarely does, except for when we do something every year called Virtual Trek Con, which is a live 5-day virtual sci-fi convention in February. But then we also have a channel called Virtual Trek Con that has all those things, houses all of those. But also, like I said, we do live streams every Tuesday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Virtual Trek Con YouTube channel.
And just give you a preview what it looks like over there. I got their heads together right there. So that's what it looks like.
That's us.
So join Sarek and Ryan over at the Seventh Rule. And just for a quickie, what is the Seventh Rule? Just to explain to people.
Seventh Rule is a Star Trek podcast in which we watch and review Star Trek episodes. And then at the end of the episode, a lot of times we have a group of people called in the Free For All segment, and we talk about that Star Trek episode. We go nuts and we have a great time. But usually it's just myself and Sirach Lofton having a great time, trying really hard not to talk about sports and focus on Star Trek. And we review an episode a week, and it's a great time.
And
the baseball episode must have thrown you guys completely off.
I loved it so much.
It's like, no, we're trying not to talk sports. It's sports.
And also,
where does the explain to our audience where the name Seventh Rule comes from?
Right. So that was an Aaron Eisenberg creation. He said, "Hey, I got an idea for the podcast name. What do you think? The Seventh Rule, because the Ferengi have the rules of acquisition. He played a Ferengi, and the seventh rule of acquisition is keep your ears open." And this was originally just going to be an audio podcast, so that's a perfect thing for an audio podcast, until I put my grubby fingers in there and said, no, we got to go on YouTube, bro. YouTube's where it's at. So, but we forever kept the name because I thought it was a brilliant name. Sirach loves it. Aaron loved it. So that's where it came from. A Ferengi himself dubbed the podcast one of the rules of Ferengi acquisition.
Which is awesome.
And also this weekend, for those of you in Central Florida, please come on out. Creation Entertainment is hosting Star Trek Orlando. Please make sure you come out over there. You will see a Dalek in a Starfleet outfit. Again, it's taking place over at the Doubletree by Hilton at Universal Orlando, August 23rd and the 24th. Get your tickets now. We'll make sure we got the link in the chat for you. So if you want to revisit, but we will see you out there. And the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS podcast, as well as Dalek Cow, will be out there trying to invade the Star Trek universe. So that's going to do it. We're going to go ahead and commercial break. Ryan, was there anything else you wanted to say before we let you go?
Yeah, I just really want to see everybody out on our Trek tour. That's Orlando this weekend, New Jersey in a couple weeks, Chicago in November. If you love Star Trek, if you love science, if you love sci-fi, we want to see you at these conventions. They're very reasonably priced. A lot of fun. You're going to meet all your favorite Star Trek celebrities, provided your favorites are at this convention. And then you'll go to see Sirach Lofton and tell him you love his show, and it'll make him really happy. So love to see you there.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share all of our podcasts. And Ryan, thank you so much. When we return, we're going to be talking about the Who Knew News, and Gat's going to be bringing back that up. We're going to go over the birthdays and everything that's fit for news. So when we return,
stay tuned and become part of the legend.
Bye.
Are you a movie nerd? Do you collect VHS, DVDs, CDs, records, and so much more? Are you looking for clothing from 1940s to 2000s? Do you need cosplayer themed outfits? Come to Ducky's Vintage. We have it all for all budgets, located at the Oviedo Mall right off of the 417. Ducky's Vintage for those born in the wrong decade.
I'm author Mark Muncy.
And I'm author Erica Lance.
And this is Eerie Travels.
Greetings, travelers. Join us as we travel through folklore, myths, monsters, legends, and dark history.
Now, we'll be your guide to the spooky side of reality as we discuss cryptids, paranormal, and all things preternatural.
Sometimes we find the truth is way scarier than fiction.
We're on twice a week on your favorite podcast platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and YouTube.
We have amazing guests from all of the areas of the strange and unusual, including witnesses, investigators, and more.
Yeah, with Erica's curiosity and ridiculous array of pop culture and true crime knowledge.
And Mark's decades of experience diving into folklore and the legends with the truth that's behind them.
Yeah, so join us, travelers, as we take you to the edge of reality, and we'll see you on the other side.
What we found out is when he dropped the load for the huts, he was kind of buried in the lead because he stole it from them too, and then got it. So no one ended up with it. Pissed Jabba off twice, and now he ends up in Carbonite. Spoilers for episode 5. Like I had to think about that. It's like, do we go with 6 on this one? No, 5. Like that's not only is he mad that he dropped the load, but he stole it from Jabba to begin with. Like that, like Ocean's 13. When
is that the story? Is that the Han? Is that the Han story? The from Solo to episode 4? Was he a thief or was he a smuggler or what was he?
He was
Coming soon on Legend of the Travelling TARDIS, an interview with him, Sean,
and her, Sophie, all good.
There we go, and we're going to be talking about this. So don't miss it.
I didn't.
What?
You say your thing.
No, I haven't touched anything. That's on me.
All right. Well, tell us. Do we have a date for Sophie and Sean yet?
No, we do not. But yeah, I was going to bring that up in the Who Knew News, but that's okay. It's okay. Yeah, we're going to be having Sophie Aldred and Sean Levy from. Sophie's written a new book, and as you saw the promo, they will be on the show. I wanted to make it a bit of a surprise, but it's cool. We will be talking about it some more as the. Don't worry about it.
You're stuck in the middle of the commercials.
I put it in there. I put it in there intentionally, but I forgot you were producing today, so I was just like, so my bad. It's my bad.
Well, then we'll finish off with the tastiest of their commercials.
There we go,
and then we'll be back with the Who Knew News.
I didn't listen to that voicemail. I'll tear open that letter you sent. Don't you tell your friends I want you back. I gotta leave you now and unread, because you've already said those words that switch my heart to dead from loving you. So you'll stay ghosted and I'll stay focused. I'll sew in close. The spell stays unspoken. A dark silhouette of a marked man and broken. Right down. I didn't listen to that voicemail. A TikTok, that story you sent. Don't you reel me in to get me back. I'm gonna leave you now.
We're just not in sync.
No. No. Oh god, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, Well, I guess we're all going to do the news because we can continue on because, like you guys said, if anybody has Paramount Plus or Paramount Network or anything, you got to see that teaser for Star Trek and Doctor Who. And that was pretty cool because I don't have either channel. And I had to find out through these guys and everything. But I figured it was going to happen because, remember, the story's up in the air. Who's going to own Doctor Who? Could this be a Easter egg cookie or something that tells us maybe we know which streaming service is going to take over in the next season or so? Or do we still have it up in the air?
Doubt that, only because Paramount Plus doesn't exist outside the US, so I highly doubt
that. No, we got Disney buying out Hulu and absorbing everything, and they're already in trouble for that and everything because there was late breaking news last night, which I'm still researching on Disney Plus and the Hulu merger, as well as something about the numbers they're not reporting anymore, as well as they're just basically making everybody a little upset in layman's terms, let's put it that way, with all their providers and people who fund them and everything, because the mouse might be losing its grip on things if this is what my research is going through and finding.
If I had to predict, I would say either Max either Max picks it back up or Netflix but they already left Max, so I get.
I don't even own Netflix, so that would kill me right now.
I get the feeling Netflix is going to pick it back up, or it's I don't know why I just don't think Paramount's going to do it.
And I have to say, and you know, I'm sorry, Gadget, about this because
we're doing all inclusive news because there really is no news.
But it's just like, for God's sake, Doctor Who, BBC, whoever, please put Doctor Who back on Netflix. That's when it was most popular in the US. I know I've said that. I know I'm a broken record, but like, the path of least resistance. It's still the most popular streaming service. If you want it to be popular, please put it on Netflix.
Well, we know it's not going to go to PBS because there's no more PBS. So I mean, we're out of that. We have no more of that. So it is left to these streaming services, which if this is happening with Disney Plus right now and they're getting in trouble for certain things, what's this monopoly going to end? You know, it's ruining shows, it's ruining careers, and it's basically keeping the fans going like, do I want to go to another genre or just quit entirely?
If it does go on Netflix, I'm curious to know whether they're going to allow weekly episode releases if they start making new Doctor Who. That might be one of the hangups because Disney, if you recall, does do weekly shows a lot.
They're testing it on Netflix with the anime right now because anime does have weekly episodes that do come out. So they're testing things right now, but that's the same thing too. Like a lot of my friends said, have you seen this anime? And I said, don't have Netflix. So I lose out on some good anime as well, but they are every week showing an next episode of anime, depending on the same rules in Japan when it's Golden Week and everything.
Mm-hmm. No, that's interesting because I know that like they've been experimenting with releasing seasons like Stranger Things and Cobra Kai, like in 2 or 3 pieces, but Doctor Who, they like to do. Like, we kind of get upset as fans when there's more than one episode released at once because we like to speculate. So I'm curious whether they would allow that.
They won't have a choice.
I also think the other thing is, building on that, Sean, I think Netflix would hold the entire library. I think it gets I think it's the kitchen sink and everything. It gets the classic, it gets the TV movie, it gets the new reboot Who, and then they get the Disney Plus Who, I think. Because I think they have the storage to hold all of that.
Right. And they should do that, too, because it's just like, if you want people to watch your show, especially, and they need to put the colorized stuff on there, too. They need to put the war games in color. They need to put the, and throw in the
animation ones.
Yeah, animated, and throw in the, if they can, throw in the Tales of the TARDIS, too. I would love if they did that, but I don't know if they're going to do that or not, but...
I mean everything like the spinoffs, like Torchwood. Torchwood was on HBO Max for a while.
Class, Torchwood, Class, Sarah Jane.
Yeah, all that should. I mean, that's what everybody, as far as fans are, at least I'm concerned. I want a one-stop shopping where I can go. You're it, and I want.
You also have to think of who owns the copyrights, who owns at that time. What's going on? Like, is it still under Fox? Is it still under this? Because remember, Disney bought Fox. That's why we were able to get the 8th Doctor and all those rights and everything.
And I will not support Netflix. I absolutely will not support Netflix unless we get the CBBS spinoff. I will die on that hill. We must get the CBBS spinoff on Netflix, guys. Let's start a petition.
Let's just hope that CB one doesn't knock everybody out and make us have to put our IDs on YouTube or the channels because we're watching kids programming.
And if I'm not mistaken, Dave, I think when you talk about the TV movie, Dr. Grace Holloway and Chang Li cannot be used. They still can't be used on Big Finish. They still belong to Fox. And just like, guys,
they belong to Disney.
Are they in copyright purgatory?
It was just like, give it up, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
My cousin worked for Fox. He was telling me the story of the movie and everything. They had video cassettes line the hallways of that movie because they couldn't give it away because of sliders and everything.
That was an interesting time for Fox Television, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. You got shows that were one-time one-hit wonders or just a test to see. Like, I think it was more like, let's send out all the pilots and whatever takes, it takes.
And they put it up against Roseanne.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If it wouldn't have been for Roseanne, we would have had a very different show. That's interesting to think about.
Yeah.
And also, the Scream of the Shalka could have been the official, the Shalka Doctor could have been the Ninth Doctor too. So lots of, But they should put that on Netflix. I mean, I know Christian probably said that as a joke, but they actually should put Shalka on there because it's a pretty good story.
I mean, the whole kit and caboodle, all of it, everywhere. Like I said, I don't want to go to Disney Plus for one set and then go to Max at the time for another set and then go over here. Just like
Pluto TV, Tubi, all this stuff. You're all over.
Exactly. And I'm just like, I like, and I appreciate the Pluto TV and Tubi are free. Just had to deal with the commercials, and I'm like, I'm not picky at all. But
you grew up in the 70s and 80s, you had commercials.
If one of these, let's just say if Netflix gets the whole kit and caboodle, I will be a new member of Netflix.
Yeah.
So.
And guys, I know that you guys know this, but the CBeebies thing was a joke. I just want to clear.
No, because there actually is going to be a Doctor Who cartoon series.
Well, I know, but
it's just on the back burner with where I was going with this one, the Land and Sea, because we keep getting stories that it's coming, but it's all a rehashed story of the same thing because it all says no date available as of this moment. But yet Disney's trying to promote a sci-fi horror series, I think, or a science fiction series and everything. So I don't know if they're trying to put that one out first before this one, or so I said I'm doing a lot of research on Disney Plus right now to see why the holdup is and what's going on. But that for Doctor Who television right now, it's up in the air on that, as well as like I said, Land and Sea is just dead in the water. We just no pun intended, and everything until we figure out. Because what if that's migrating to another station, and that's why they're stalling it? Because maybe Disney did lose their hold on.
I know I've seen other podcasts, Doctor Who podcasters, and there's a few in the what I call the holdout area because they still, I don't know why, and they still hold out that Disney is still holding on to Doctor Who, and I said there is no way, especially the way they're treating the war between the land and the sea. It's just like I think if it was a major success, and like this is my opinion on this, so I think if it was a major success, you would see its spinoff being like praised and ready to go. And it's just like, by the way, if you missed Doctor Who, here's this spinoff now, so you can get your Doctor Who fix again. But
we'll see what happens on that. And once again, I want to thank Ryan for showing up today and telling us about what was I forgot the name of the thing, Creation, where they're showing
Creation Entertainment is the name of the company that's going to be doing Star Trek Orlando, which I was really excited about. Really. And
I like the fact that he says there's going to be one in New Jersey, because I was looking into that one. I just didn't know they were partners with that. And anybody on the East Coast, if you want to, just go to the website. I'm looking at it right now. It just says Star Trek Convention, Secaucus, New Jersey, which is not that far. If you're here in New York, it's about maybe an hour, 2 hours, but it's not bad. And it's 3 full days, fun Star Trek guests, contestants, presentations, auctions, vendors, follow fans around the world. It looks really good, guys. It's something you should possibly attend. I mean, we can get the link for you and everything if you guys want that. I can actually send it to the guys right now. And I think if we want to put that at the end, if you guys want to come to the New Jersey one, if the other ones are too far out, like Orlando, and you can't take a plane last minute 2 hours down to Florida this weekend, But this is the one for New Jersey's Link. If you guys are Star Trek fans and just want to go out and have some fun for 3 days, there you go and everything. I got the link for you. And speaking of conventions, there's also a treat for our Doctor Who fans with Flux Convention, which is going to be in Birmingham, England from March 13th to the 16th of 2026, because we have not one, not two, but 3 doctors. We have Nashuti, Eccleston, and Whitaker attending, as well as other guests such as Mandip, Annette Balding, if I said it right, Badland, sorry, Garrett David Lloyd, Niako Miori, Kai Owens, Fady L. Slade, and Sophie Hopkins will be attending this Flux Convention March 13th through the 16th of 2026 in Birmingham, England. So get your tickets now. I'm going to try to get the link for that one as well, as I think they haven't posted it yet. They're just notifying everybody that it is coming up. And I can't wait to see all 3 doctors. I hope they can make it and nothing interferes like movies or anything or Big Finish projects, because like you can always find our Eccleston on Billy Piper reviewing and talking about their new series with Big Finish, the continuation of the 9th Doctor, as well as Nashuti in The War of the Roses and Born with Teeth. And I said it right? He's going to kill me. And Whitaker, I have no idea yet what she's doing because she's doing so many multiple projects and everything. So guys, check them out. And I know we got teased about one of our birthdays today with Jonathan Frakes. I still, like everybody said, cannot believe he's 73 years old. Many of you know his wife, Jeannie Francis, who, if you were fans of General Hospital, Luke and Laura, that he's married to Laura. And they too are a bunch of big kids all the time. You would never think he's 73 years old. And just like Ryan said, he's working on producing and directing and just being out there, staying in the Star Trek universe. But the craziest now is any of you Deadpool fans out there, because the birthday we have is a young Brianna Heidelbrand, age 29, who Deadpool loved to tease like crazy, especially with her girlfriend. And a lot of memes with this poor girl because of him and everything. But she turns 29 years old, and I'm just trying to see what her next venture is going to be and stuff, because is she coming back for any more Marvel movies, or like one to be announced we have is Betsa and the Hologuard Saga the Portal Force to be announced. They're coming up. And she's working on Fog of War and Osiris right now. So
just 29, that's it. I'm just like, how long ago was the first Deadpool movie? And then she kind of grew the next 2.
2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you figure she was what? 2006, 10, 2016. Yeah, she was 20. She was a kid. Yeah.
No, I know she was a kid, but it's just like, I'm thinking like she's got
like holding her own with Ryan Reynolds. Come on. This girl? Yeah. She's
now,
got
those of you who can see the picture, this one was my old cell phone had the TARDIS on it, and I took the picture of the TARDIS and I said, I want you to do the scene where she's texting and stuff like that, not paying attention to anything and just holding So that's supposed to be a remake of when she's like, what was it? Oh, don't forget to hashtag it. Scene in from Deadpool, and she was just happy to create it. So there it is, and that is our contribution there. Happy birthday!
That's all our news as far as we have right now, because like I said, it's getting slower and slower, because until we know officially who has Land and Sea, who has Doctor who has anything, it looks like we're going to be up in the air hearing rumors and stories and just hashtag old news.
Yeah. And speaking of which, God, we just God.
Let me check it. Wait. Let's check it. Let's just check it real quick.
I just did. We're at 959, so I'm at it's slowly crawling up there. I was hoping
the end of the show we might get it. That's what it is.
Speaking of which, just to go over a little bit more into the news, we're doing the Traveling TARDIS YouTube poll. RTD was interviewed, and he says, "I love Doctor Who, but I don't own it." He told Big Issue, "It's not mine. So in the end, my heart will always be with the things that I own." From Russell T Davies. So the question, unfortunately, I forgot, got wiped here. The question was, do you think Russell T Davies will be remembered fondly for his time on Doctor Who? And that includes both times. The first time when he came back at 2005 and 2025. 31% said he'll be remembered fondly, but 69% said he'll be remembered negatively. Ouch.
Yeah.
So, and also we were talking about, we mentioned that Katie O'Mara had a birthday. And the question was posed today at the time we were celebrating her birthday. How do you feel about the way the return of the Ronnie was handled?
This is shocking.
It was handled very good at 23%. It was handled okay at 19%. And it was handled poorly at 58%. So
everybody said that.
Over half of the survey said, no, we don't like how the Ronnie was brought back. So there you have it.
It's just one of those where you either get it right or you get it wrong. And they tried too hard with this. I still felt the series was too rushed.
I just don't think they knew exactly where they were going with it. It was just he wanted to bring back, I think he was trying to service two masters at the same time, and it wasn't going well, meaning that he had an audience of the new kids that were coming in from Disney Plus, and he had, the classic Whovians. He goes, oh, the Ronnie's going to be in this one. Oh, Omega's going to be in this one, even though he looks like he's a little bit more different than you noticed him.
I got around copyright because I thought she was still owned. A lot of people thought that. So by splitting them, I think that's how they got around the copyright. Because it's a new concept.
That's not how copyright laws work. So, no, that isn't the case.
I mean, the Bite Generation was a little bit of a hard pill to swallow when it came to the Doctor, but then to do it again, it was just like, okay, all right, this is just ridiculous. That, in my opinion, I think it was just way overdone. I think one and done. It's kind of like the War Doctor, one and done. You don't need to do it anymore.
But there is still an old one running around getting regenerated, so we don't know if she'll regenerate back into her because it was a clone type situation, or does she regenerate into somebody else we don't know or may know?
Not sure. Dave, unless we have anything else, I don't mind closing.
Anything coming up for us? Anything? Because I know I'm going to be at Anime NYC this whole week and everything.
Well, as we do our close-ups, I was going to mention the conventions we're going on. We did add one more convention, which is this weekend. We talked about it for the first half hour. The other good news is, even though we don't have an affiliation with it, yes, the Traveling TARDIS will return to Halloween Horror Nights. And I know there are fans of the pictures and the videos that we get from Halloween Horror Nights, and they're just gorgeous. And there's no affiliation with Universal Orlando or anything like that. We just take the TARDIS out there. Some of the cast members have fun with it, and some of the guests actually recognize it now. The Traveling TARDIS will not get their picture with it. So who knows? But we will be returning the TARDIS out to Halloween Horror Nights, and we can't wait. We might even have a special episode of Halloween Horror Nights coming up. We're still in discussion with some people, so we might take a break and do one episode about Halloween Horror Nights. And the scary part about it is because it is a fun place to go. And if you haven't been there, I highly recommend it.
Has it ever been to Mickey's Not So Scary?
It has, but not as much as Halloween Horror Nights. We're bigger fans of that. So without further ado, Dave, do we have anything else besides watching Tom drink water?
We'll officially end the news. How about that?
That sounds good. Go ahead and knock it up.
Just a bumper that.
Just a bumper that.
That way we can,
Well, we want
other than that, I don't think we have anything.
We want to thank Brian Husk for coming on, and don't forget to check him out over on his podcast, the Seventh Rule. If you're into Star Trek, definitely you want to check them out with Sir Lofton, who played Jake in Deep Space Nine. Also, don't forget that we will be going to Ancient City September 12th through the 14th over the World Golf Village Renaissance Resort in St. Augustine, Florida. You can catch our podcast. We'll be out there at the Traveling TARDIS with Dalek Hal, and we will actually be joining up with the Daleks of Florida. Again, this is on 12th through the 14th. Get your tickets now at Ancient City Con. And we've also added one more convention, Makers Fair Orlando. And again, the Traveling TARDIS and the Daleks of Florida will be out there as well. So get your tickets now over at makerfairorlando.com, November 8th and the 9th at the Central Florida Fairgrounds in Orlando, Florida, off of Colonial Boulevard. Also, of course, this weekend, you want to get your tickets for Star Trek Orlando. This is the first time, I think, like I said, I caught this on Facebook as an ad, and I was like, I really want to go out there and check this out, especially the first time I think that Orlando has had like a specific Star Trek convention. I said, I just want to take the TARDIS out there, and Patty egged me on and said, well, why don't you ask if you can go? So we will be having a booth with Dalek Hal running around in his Star Trek outfit. Again, this will be taking place this weekend. The 23rd and 4th? Is that this weekend, right? Yes.
Yes.
There we are, 23rd and 4th. And again, you will see, my computer's just acting weird. You will see a Dalek dress up in a Star Trek outfit. So that is it for all the convention news right now. Dave, go ahead and close her up. I'm
all right.
ready.
Well, Sean, where can we find you?
I'm sorry. I thought there was I thought there was going to be more to your question.
Oh wait, there's more.
No, there's more. Where can we find you? And also, where can we find you?
Oh, where can you find me and where can you find me? Well, you can find me over on Our Philosophy Is on YouTube. If you want to hear me talk about nerdy things in a queer-friendly space, you can go there. I'm currently reviewing every episode of the Troughton Era. I just got through The Underwater Menace, and I'm currently working on the Moon Base, but I did stop to jump all the way to the end because I just did a review of the War Games in color. So that's all been very interesting and of varying quality, as you will see in my reviews, but I'm still a big fan of that era. And I drop various other Doctor Who related things, and sometimes just some philosophy things, as my name implies on there. So if any of that sounds good, head on over to Our Philosophy Is. Thank you.
Excellent. And of course I clicked away. Gadget, where can we find you?
Well, this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I will be at Anime NYC. I actually have a few interviews with a cool bunch of guests and everything. The singing voice for the theme to Evangelion, as well as I'll probably be interviewing at with Lucasfilms for a certain season 3 of Star Wars Visions, as well as other booths and everything. I'll be talking with some creators, content creators, and probably trying to sell these wonderful books and everything. And I'm going to do it like that. There you go. and everything. But you can catch me those days, the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. And come up to me. You're okay. I can talk, and we'll figure out how to get the books, how to meet people, and maybe you can become a companion, because Squishy will also be there as well. So hopefully, guys, I see you there. Don't be strangers. Don't be scared. I don't know what cosplay I'm wearing on Saturday and Sunday, because if I am doing interviews, I try to do like this, lightweight, and go with the theme of what's going on or what guests are there and their voice actors, what their characters are. So, but my favorite is Cat Noir, by the way, and everything. And I did meet Bryce, and he's really nice and stuff. So I hope to see you guys there.
And Tom, where can we find you? Wake up, Tom.
Well, as I finish the Tears of My Enemies and grab my Pib Extra, and when Christian said Colonial Boulevard, no, West
Colonial Drive. Sorry,
the Radian. So this week I probably will not do my live shows for Wednesday and Saturday of Tasty Talk with Tasty Cake, but come Sunday, because I had to make sure I made a promise to a couple of friends that I would bring them on one show or another. This Sunday, we will go live. It's even if it's just Candyman and I. We're going to interview Jim Wilkins and Neshead of Imprint Comics. They do Doctor Who stuff. So I'm bringing them on Sunday on Spill the Geek Tea at 5 p.m. Eastern. Because I know I can't get Dave because Dave is off doing something. The timing.
Well, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Oh, you will be there.
Oh yeah, no, I'll regardless of what the show is, I'll be at the I'll be doing the show. I'll be doing it from the show the floor of the show.
Excellent. There's three of us. Three of us will be interviewing, and what a vacation! Oh my god.
So yes, I will be on Spill the Geek Tea this week on Sunday, but I will be doing it from FalCon, which is a gaming convention here in Calgary, Alberta, and I'll be streaming live all weekend long from FalCon with game reviews, with some interviews, along with Mel's Board Game Room. So you can go over to my YouTube channel, the Rat Hole DOTCA, which is somewhere. We got a banner here somewhere of it. There it is. YouTube.com/the Rat Hole DOTCA, and find me there. Hit the bell, that lovely bell that everyone loves you to hit on the bell, the notification bell. You'll always know when I'm going live. Because I have no set schedule for the weekend. I'll be kind of making it up as I go along, unlike some conventions. You can also find me, again, Spill the Geek Tea here on Traveling TARDIS. And every once a month, first Thursday of the month, we air Happiness Patrol. Happiness Patrol is a group of my friends, including some you know from here in the Traveling TARDIS, Melanie Dean and Jessica Womack, talking about something that makes us happy. Because Happiness Patrol, let's be happy. For season 1, we're talking Star Trek? No, we're not. We're talking Star Trek today. We're talking Star Wars. Wow. It's been a day. Folks. It's been a day.
It's been a week.
Yeah. So this next episode comes out on September 4th. We're talking about Solo. You saw the commercial. We get the month after that. We'll be doing Rogue One. We just recorded that episode. Things are crazy, and I may have another podcast starting up in the foreseeable future. We'll see when that starts airing. You'll hear more about it. But I'm kind of everywhere right now. Right now, I'm guaranteed online basically 3 days a week. We can probably closer to 5 most weeks. But that's where you can find me, and of course, like I said, right here on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, with all of you fine folks.
That's right. Ned Fountain has a book out. So
yep. So
he told me the same thing.
Read it, and I will read it because he made me buy it. I ordered it last week on last Tuesday show, and he is going to be on Spill the Geek Tea. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mum's the word out there. Well, everybody, before you leave, go ahead and make sure that you like, share, subscribe. Where are we now, Gadget? Did we make it?
I don't think we did. I'm checking again. Wait,
that's fine. I'm sure we're going to make it at the end of the.
Let's check real quick. We haven't turned yet. We're still at 73.9.
73.9.
Yeah. Guys, we need watch as soon as we
as soon as we go off the air. It happened the last time we hit our goal right when the show ended.
Yep.
Don't forget, if you want to enjoy some barbecue sauce this summer or whenever, email kitchenkillers@gmail.com. Billy Floyd is selling his Kitchen Killer barbecue sauce. They are our sponsor. And if you want to get some barbecue sauce, make sure you mention TARDIS for 10% off of your purchase. And I know they're having delays right now. I know Billy's been on top of things, but he says he's making sure that those orders get out when everybody sends him the information. So there is a delay, but they're going out there. And don't forget to support our friend Shirley Hott over at the Pandorica Restaurant. You can check out her website, thepandoricarestaurant.com, and there should be a link to her GoFundMe. It hasn't moved in like a week, so
Yeah, and
you want to.
Carol Ann Ford also canceled, so she has
canceled.
Yeah, so I think that's probably what did it also too. Like everyone's trying to scamper to try to get everything together.
No worries out there, but please.
Just before we go, I just want to say Raj and Timescales both had some rather awkward accidents this past week, so I just want to say get well soon to both of them. Raj had a welding explosion, and Timescales fell off a roof.
Okay, I'm with you. I fell off a ladder. Yeah, I know the
recovery to both of you.
It's been a week. Let's not encourage falling off ladders. I'm going to be up on ladders a bunch in the next few days. Let's not do that.
No, just go numb. Just go limp, like they tell you. Just go limp like when you're a stunt man. Just go limp, and you're fine.
Yeah, except I'll be holding heavy things, so yeah, then that stuff will land on me. Anywho,
okay, then get some sage and burn it, and we'll be good.
Yeah,
I'm going to have a.
All right, sorry. Continue.
Guys, thank you so much. Until the next adventure, don't forget to say goodnight to Simon. And until the next adventure, we'll see you next week. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing. If we don't review, we were supposed to be reviewing Evolution of the Daleks, but of course we had our special guest Ryan Husk from the Seventh Rule and Star Trek Orlando, which we'll see you at this weekend. So if we do not have another guest or something coming up, we should be reviewing Evolution of the Daleks. Yeah. There's been so many of them. So without further ado, Dave, let's call it a night. Thank you, everyone. Don't forget to say goodnight to Simon. Where is he? There he is.
There he is.
All right.
And
your guardian angel.
I'll let you say it. I'll let you say it, Dave.
To log in, tune in, stay. No, you say it. My tongue doesn't want to work.
The other one.
Good night,
Tony.
Rose. Tony, take it away.